No Steiny, Larry Krueger holding it down. Welcome back, and right now we got the fantastic 3 plus me will be 4. But the guys are in here, FP and Willard. This is the crossover brought to you by ATCO. And at 2 p.m., what's bugging you?
I can't wait.
Yeah, we might know Steiny. We might go to 224.
Somebody in here.
Larry, like, I got to get out of here. This dude's driving me crazy.
Everybody stay as long as you want. And everybody leave when you need to. I told FP that already today. Leave when you need to.
FP!
Okay.
Yeah, I do have to go.
I know you do. I know. He's got somewhere to be.
I was driving
it's
home.
the Core 4 thing.
Yeah.
Hey,
This year's
very
Wall
exciting.
of Fame.
Very exciting.
Yes. Extremely exciting.
That was my goal for this year. Let's celebrate Santiago Casilla. Let's make sure we do
Look
that.
at him.
I'm sorry. I'm in a little bit of a Giants mood today.
No doubt. Let's start there. I mean, your thoughts headed into the break. They got a big series, and then Farhan sticking his chest out. I didn't like those comments.
They're ridiculous. They're absolutely absurd.
What didn't you like about his comments?
He's putting it on the players when while there is some truth to that, unfortunately, when you're the boss and you put a team together, when you sign Jorge Soler and he can't drive in a run, that is not on Soler. That's not the way it works. He's a player. He's signed for 3 years. So when you now, again, there's little things going on here. Is it his fault that Blake Snell got hurt twice? Is it his fault that Scott Boras wouldn't let him sign until the last minute? It's sort of the conversation you and I had yesterday. There's a bunch of things that aren't your fault, but at the end, they're your fault because you're the boss.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you can't put it all on the players when you're the one who got caught with your pants down at least 2 or 3 times this year. You can't leave here last fall and say Luciano's our shortstop, then get to spring, Luciano's the shortstop, and then when there's like 10 days before the season starts, you're like, Luciano's not a shortstop. Let's grab this guy who's sitting here doing nothing, Nick Ahmed, then DFA him in July and be like, well, time for us to look at young people. What are you doing?
Man.
You've got an analytics room of computers that are supposed to run the permutations for everything, right? For everything. And it never occurred to you what would happen if Lamont Wade tweaked a hammy? Never occurred to you what you would do. So you end up with Trenton Brooks for 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, that one was so mystifying.
And then you get mad. Then you get mad at your team
what
for
did
not
Trenton Brooks
performing.
do?
Like, what are you doing?
I'm going to tell you what he's doing, though, Will. Let me just take a quick crack at it. FP, I think he knows now when I hear this, everything you said, spot on. But that's a guy that knows, regardless of what happens with this team, record-wise and how the season ends, he's got job security.
Who?
Farhan. You may not know it. You may not know it. You may not know it.
You may not know it.
He knows it.
You may not know it.
For him to say that, though, is sticking his chest out like, I ain't going anywhere, Willard. You can rip me, but I'm going to be here.
Let the both of us look you directly in the eye and tell you, you are unequivocally incorrect.
I hope I am.
I promise you, you are unequivocally incorrect.
Then that makes that statement worse.
Guaranteed money security and job security are 2 different things.
I'm talking about the job.
Actually staying on, he's going to get paid no matter what.
I get that, FP, but still doing his job. You know what I mean? Like, that to me, why would he do that, FP? Why would he put that is bad PR for himself? Why would you say that?
I don't know. I would love to be at times his publicity guy, his PR guy, just to say, hey, like, you don't have to show that hand. Maybe he was trying to be tough guy and send a message to the players, but in baseball, when you get a message like that, it's not like, oh okay, I'm going to hit 300 now because the president's mad at me. If you try harder, you play worse.
Right.
So it's not like any message from high up can make me better. Any message from my manager can make me better that's saying you either have to put up or shut up. That's not going to it's just going to give me anxiety and make me play tighter.
Yep.
You say things like, I'm going to wait right till the trade deadline to make a decision. This thing hasn't gone the right way recently. The last 5 games haven't been good, but we could turn this thing, one bloop single, and we turn this thing around and we win 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6 into the trade deadline. And then we're buyers. And right now we're probably sellers, but I don't know. I don't need to make that decision right now. I need to make it in a couple of weeks or whatever it is.
Said.
And then you say something like that. And I think the one thing, and I've said this publicly about Farhan before, he's a wonderful dude. I mean, he's very amicable, great to talk to, but there's some grandiose statements he's made, like we're going after A-listers and big names. Just do it.
Just do it.
We're going to be very active at the trade deadline. We're going to do our due diligence and see what's out there. And that's all you give to the fans. You don't have to give the fans all that he gives them all the time.
It's like being a player. I mean, you were a player. You didn't. I interviewed you before games. I don't remember you going, I'm gonna go 4 for 5 today. You might say, hey, I feel good about today's game. I love the way I feel at the plate. I love the way I'm seeing the ball. But you're not like, hey, I'm gonna go 3 for 4 today.
No, I'm a little against what Mark is saying in the sense that as a president of baseball operations, it's all you can do is put the team together that you think, and that's where you can be critical, where you think is going to be successful and have a chance to compete with the Dodgers. Because it's the San Francisco Giants. They in their minds should have put a team together that it's not, we can get in the wild card, is we can beat the Dodgers. So if in his mind he thought that and he put that team out there and those guys aren't doing what's on the back of their baseball cards for their whole career, that's not on him. The decisions to sign who he signed, you could be critical of. If you said, why in the hell is he signing Soler when he signed him, then you have a beef right now.
Well,
if you say, why the hell this, why the hell that?
Yeah, what about the shortstops? Like, I'll buy what you're saying.
In spring training, if you're like, this is a good team, I like what he did, and they're underperforming right now, it is on the players.
Okay.
He is right. Whether he should have said it or not, I don't know. That's up to everybody.
To a degree, I think it's situational. Let's go to shortstop, and let's follow that timeline. Because we sat in the dugout, and he looked in our eyes and told us that this organization has got to make a runway for Marco Luciano to be the starting shortstop. That was said in his exit interview last year. Then you get to spring training, and what do we find out? There's a low buzz that Marco's not ready.
And he got hurt?
And forget the idea that we later found out he can't even pick up a ground ball. Okay, so put that aside for a second. But then when things don't go right in spring training, you either have to follow your word and say, let's take the bumps and bruises and let him be the shortstop, or not. You have to have a plan B. That has to be better than, well, Nick Ahmed's here and he's got a good glove. And then sort of you get to July and the statements that are going out to the beat writers are, well, he didn't give us anything offensively. Well, yeah, he's Nick Ahmed. He doesn't give you a lot offensively. Like, I just feel, I get what you're saying about the signings. That's where here's where I'll transfer it to the players. Their pitching staff sucks. And I don't even get it. I understand the injuries, but my God, their metrics as a collective are disgusting. And they play in the best pitchers park in America. I don't understand it. And that's not on...
Aren't they mid-pack in ERA?
No, they're even close
to
mid-pack.
They're the bottom.
I wrote FP.
Yikes.
Let me pull the text up because FP and I were just texting about this.
Mid-pack and whip and all those things.
Not even close. Here's the... they are 25th in the league in ERA. They are 28th in average against. They are 26th in whip. And they have allowed the 3rd most hits in Major League Baseball. That's their pitching staff. They're awful.
And you've added last year's Cy Young winner to that, and that's what you get. Even though he was hurt, I mean, that's a disaster.
There hasn't been a lot of strengths there. I mean, their offensive numbers look decent, but there's all kinds of droughts along the way where they really look like they could struggle to score more than 2 runs. The defense has been perplexing. The inability to hold runners on has been bothersome, considering you got a pretty good catch and throw catcher behind the plate. I don't know what the game plan is or should be. I would say this. I'd like a medley or a mix of both. Like, if you can sell a veteran starting pitcher and clear a spot for, these guys like Birdsong and Wisenhunt and those guys, maybe that could be something I could be sold on. And I guess if I was going for a position player, I would love to see them get, since they can't sign anybody, how about a position player? How about paying a Luciano prospect price or a couple other prospects and see if you could get a guy who's under control, so you don't have to have a free agent or somebody who's on the way to free agency. I'm thinking Andrew Vaughn from the White Sox. People have thrown out Jazz Chisholm. Randy Arozarena. All three of those guys have 2 years of control. If they traded for a hitter that had some control and traded a veteran pitcher and created a roster spot or an opening for a Whisenhunt, I think that's probably the best that we could hope for. This idea that the one thing they can't do is they can't trade a bevy of prospects in a go for it now mode, and they can't trade a bevy of prospects for guys who are free agents at the end of the year. As long as they don't do either one of those things, I'm pretty open-minded.
They won't do that. This team's not good enough to warrant that.
It's all Jung Hoo Lee's fault.
Well, there's that.
For running the fence.
How good was he, though?
He's so good.
There's been bad luck.
He was such a good baseball player. I mean, I'll tell you this.
But not for the Giants.
I'll tell you this, and this is to your point, Mark. If you spend almost $400 million in the offseason and then you're going to go sell at the All-Star break, that's not a great look.
That's terrible.
It should cost you.
That's not a great look.
No. And
no matter whose fault it is, I don't know, whether it's the players, whether it's Farhan's, whether it's ownership, whether it's whomever, it's just the baseball didn't work out thing and injuries, whatever excuse you want to make. You spend that much money in the offseason, you put all your chips in the middle, and then you talk about selling at the trade deadline. That's oof.
It's a bad look, but here's the question I would have then. I agree with you. It is a bad look. But do you give Farhan the ability to trade away your future prospects to try to help the club this year? And the reason I say that, it's like it would be very self-serving in his category because he needs to win now. But then you're also looking at Arizona and Texas went to the World Series last year, and neither of those guys were the top seed.
Right.
So it's like it is kind of just get in and see. It's baseball playoffs. Anything can happen. The Giants have a pretty nice-looking pitching staff on paper come playoff time if those guys were all healthy. I mean, how do you come to grips with the Rangers and Diamondbacks went to the World Series, but the Giants also haven't been over 500 for more than a couple of days all year.
With being around the game my whole life, every year I think this more and more that the regular season doesn't matter. That's why I don't get all fired up about this. I mean, as long as you're in the mix and you're close and you're just not buried at the trade deadline, it's just like I go back to teams that have been in the playoffs, teams that have won the World Series that I've been involved with. I remember that game in July when I was really upset driving home because they blew a 4-run lead the ninth. And these are games we won't even think about come October if they get there. It's all who has their stuff together in September. And if you have a talented enough roster, I'll tell you this, nobody's beaten the Phillies this year. Nobody. Maybe the Orioles. I mean, those are the two best teams in baseball. And the Phillies just dismantled the Dodgers. The Dodgers came here, and I've told a lot of people this. I was not impressed with the Dodgers at all.
But their staff is just decimated.
The Dodgers aren't the Dodgers. I mean, they're good.
Mookie's out.
They're just not the Dodgers. So this division isn't that tough. The National League isn't that tough.
No.
So that's where the conundrum lies, right? Do I go all in? I think
you won a World Series out of the wild card.
Things change so fast. Just a week ago, it was 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers and 2 out of 3 from the Braves on the road, and then almost 2 out of 3 from the Guardians. And you're like, they've turned this thing around, and now they dropped 2 out of 3 to the Blue Jays, which is bad. The Blue Jays were struggling. You talk to Blue Jays people, and they're like, we suck. And they lose 2 out of 3. And then Farhan comes out and says, the last 5 days, if this continues, we'll be sellers. Man, this whole thing can change on a dime. It really can, either way.
Let's do it's time for what's bugging you. Gophers and moles making your lawn a pain. ATCO Pest Control stops them. No strain. Eco-friendly methods. Results you'll find. Visit ATCOPestControl.com to get peace of mind. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
You want to know what's bugging me?
I think you just did it.
Well, there's that. But
hold on, Willard. Do the legal. Do the legal too. Can you do legal for your boy?
You didn't already do the legal.
The natural legal. No.
You didn't do the legal?
I couldn't get in. Larry and FP were going.
You want to know? Actually, literally, my what's bugging you is about what you just did. Do you not have it in front of you?
No, I don't. No,
you do have it in front of you.
I don't. I would read it.
See.
Oh no, I ain't that blind.
I'm tired of this.
I'm not that Helen Keller.
You're bugging me.
Yeah, but it's not in front of me.
No
if
offense.
I had it in front, I'd read
on.
No offense to Helen.
Put these on, and I want you to read something with those. Those are the lightest level readers you could possibly put on.
Dude, it's like HD,
right.
but I don't have it.
The words are dancing off
but
of
how
the
do I look,
page.
FP? This ain't
You
it.
look great. You look like a man who's
Look how
comfortable.
clean, Larry.
You look
this
like
is incredible.
You look like a man who's comfortable in his own skin.
This is radio. Let me paint the picture.
Oh yeah, help me out, man. You got to do the legal. I don't have it.
You look like a dork.
See, there we go. See, I get it. I understand.
But you look comfortable, and you are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ, FM, HD1, San Francisco. It's an Odyssey Sports
Let me
station.
get my phone. Oh my goodness! Look at the text message.
You're like my accountant.
Dude, I'm really excited.
Put them on.
Here you
Why?
go. I got to get some Gucci frames.
Is that what you're complaining about?
Yes.
That's it?
Did you hear him earlier today?
Oh, yeah.
Something was sponsored by Life Source Water, and he just started picking words out of the English language.
Words are scary.
None of them went together at all.
I went dark. I couldn't see,
I didn't know what the hell he was saying. I'm like, that's my man needs a pair of readers.
Look at Larry
And it's
turning red on me. It's all good.
It's
You were there.
okay.
So
Anyway, that's it.
Go ahead, Marty. You go first.
No, that's it. That's it. That was my what's bugging you. Your inability
I'm gonna go
to
next,
put readers
FP.
on.
I'm gonna go next. Getting old. I just played 3 full court games last night at 24-hour fitness. I'm taking no meds. I feel good where I'm at. I'm 50 years old. I feel good.
You need readers.
But now I need readers. And I was in a restaurant, and when the lighting's dark, I take out the iPhone, and I'm embarrassed, but I put the light on.
Yeah,
I'm with my friend, former Warrior Mario Ellie. Last Sunday, we're in a restaurant, and he pulls out, older than me, he's in his 60s, pulls out the iPhone, not shame at all, and puts it on the menu.
That's the thing.
And I go, brother, more power to you. I feel ashamed when I do it because I don't want to wear them, man. But I'm in the system, and it happened today for all to hear.
You hit the over already anyway. How old are you?
52.
45 is when this usually happens.
Yeah.
I was going to say, people in their 40s is when your eyesight usually goes
45
south.
is the eyesight blurry.
I can see driving. I can see on the phone. It's
course
just
you
when
can.
it's dark, FP.
There's this new
It's like
invention.
you're my counselor. I'm trying to get, dude.
There's this new invention. They're called contacts. And I wear them
There's that too.
so that I can see the menu and my phone.
What? Wow.
And see distance too.
And you can do contact readers, I believe, where you can
Yeah,
get.
I have that.
Are you serious?
The left eye is a reader, the right eye is distance, and
Yeah.
your brain just kind of meshes them after about a week or two.
Yeah.
Well, look into it.
an option.
Yeah.
And then you could be young again.
Yeah. But I'm still hooping.
With some Cialis and Viagra, you could be young again.
You could also just put the vanity down and put these on.
No, don't.
I gotta get good.
And
Dude,
read.
I can't get past how crystal clear everything just looked, Larry.
You got.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to see you playing basketball with the goggles. I want to see.
James, I'm going to the rack, FP. That's what I gauge, but the eyes are going. They're going.
Of course. You're a human being.
I blew out my arm at one of those fantasy camps the other week. I did. I need Tommy
Don't
John.
tell me that.
It hurts.
Did you
I
really?
can't throw anymore.
Oh,
it's like there's a knife in my elbow. And I went out in glory, man. I was playing shortstop. I threw a couple right on the money. I'm like, I'm gonna see if I still got it. Reach back, boom, 4-seamer right, hit the guy right in the face, and I felt something. And now there's a knife in my. I can't even.
Not that I'm happy. I feel a little better,
Oh,
but
dude,
man,
it's like my UCL was a piece of beef jerky, man. I threw it. It just went.
When they honored Eck at the A's game a couple years ago,
Dennis,
he went out there and he's like, I got nothing, and he just kind of threw a dart. He was like,
oh man,
like that.
Yeah.
So no softball for Eck.
He's like told Stu, he's like, I got nothing, or I think he said I got salad. That was that's an Eck line.
It's got a nice salad.
What you got, FP? What's bugging you?
Mine sucks compared to you guys. You know what's bugging me, and I see it all the time, and I don't know how many deaths there are a year by this, is people on their phones in crosswalks of the city. They're just walking in the crosswalk with their head in their phone and have no idea. I almost saw somebody get hit the other day because they were walking and they just continued in the crosswalk and it said, don't walk. And they're looking at their phones in the crosswalk. That and people like walking and looking at your phone is becoming like almost driving and looking at your phone now because people don't pay attention. They just swerve. They diagonal walk on the sidewalk and they just, please don't look at your phone in the crosswalk. Like you can put it in your pocket or hold it down, but I don't know how many people die a year because of their iPhones in a crosswalk. I sounded
see it
old right
daily.
there, but it
No.
bothers me.
Well, I mean,
it bothers
this
me.
entire segment apparently has gotten about getting old.
Get off my lawn
Yeah,
and
exactly.
get off your phones in the crosswalk.
Save us, Larry.
Now, I don't even know if this is true, but I read it on X, so it has to be true.
Definitely.
The Lakers are reportedly interested in recruiting Steph Curry, and they're using LeBron James and Anthony Davis to actively
That's stupid.
be involved in the process of recruiting Steph Curry. If somehow we go from Steph Curry wants to be here to Steph Curry doesn't want to be here, that's going to annoy me, and especially if he wants to be a Laker. But it really bugs me that the Lakers are recruiting Steph Curry because I really kind of believe that's probably the case.
Well, Joe Lacob called for LeBron at the All-Star break
So you're
last
saying
year.
it's fair.
How would the
That's fair
Lakers?
and
How
love
would
and
they
war.
even do that?
You fall in love, win a gold medal, man.
does that even mean?
They
They're
it's just like
recruiting-
summer love.
Well,
They're
I mean,
recruiting Steph
we
Curry.
all
He's
know.
He's
we
under
all know.
contract for 2 more years.
Yeah, but we all know
You
that
think
means
that-
nothing. All that
Yes,
matters.
it does.
No, it doesn't.
How? The Warriors would
because-
have to trade him.
Yeah, because Steph Curry. Because if Steph Curry requested a trade, there's no way they would trade.
You
him.
think Steph Curry is going to demand a trade to the Lakers,
If
and
they-
somehow they're
if-
going to fit LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Steph Curry all into their cap?
And Bron.
Don't forget Bronny's 4-year
Yeah, oh,
guarantee.
boy.
You'd like.
They could do it. We looked at it, and it could be done.
You got
just
caught
the
on the
fact.
internet.
Just the fact. No. If you trade Rui, Reeves, Vanderbilt, Dalton Connect, and Christian Wood, that works.
No, the answer is no.
But I mean,
The Warriors aren't doing that.
If LeBron and AD convinced Steph that LA was the place for him, all he would have to do is say, "I want to be traded."
And all the Warriors would have to do is say no.
Yeah, but I don't think they would.
Well, of course they would. Like trading Steph to the Lakers? Are you kidding
If he
me?
demands it,
No. Jimmy Butler just demanded it, and Pat Riley's like, get out of my office. Dame Lillard said, send me to Miami. They said, how do you like Wisconsin?
so
You're not
Steph.
demanding-
So wait a second. If Steph Curry went to Joe Lacob and said, "You know what, Joe? God bless you. I love you. Thank you for everything you've done for me. But you know what? I'm 36. I'd like to finish out my career somewhere else." Joe Lacob would say, "No, Steph. You're under contract here for 2 more years. You're going nowhere. We'll hold you against your will."
No, but he would say, let's golf at Riviera and not talk about it. I'm not sending you to the Lakers.
Okay.
You want to be sent somewhere? We'll send you somewhere. We ain't sending you there.
But at least you can acknowledge he controls. If Steph
he
says,
doesn't fully control.
but if Steph says I want out, they're gonna
Out is different than Lakers.
Okay.
Whatever bet you want, I'll let you set the terms. You,
But if we set the terms as if
want
Steph
me-
wants out, he gets out.
You want me upside down on the Bay Bridge? Let's go. They will never trade Steph Curry to the Lakers under any circumstances.
but you would acknowledge they would trade him, just not to the Lakers.
if it was like I'm not coming to play, like I'm
If he
going to
said,
sit out,
If he just said I want to be traded,
maybe.
yeah.
This is making my crosswalk sound good right now.
I mean, come on, man. Come on.
You're asking me what bugs me?
Come
It bugs
on.
me that the Lakers are recruiting Steph Curry.
They're not recruiting Steph Curry.
Well,
Those
if you'd
two
win a gold
guys-
medal with LeBron, they
Yeah,
could
those-
fall in love this summer.
You could say that the Warriors have been recruiting LeBron.
Yeah.
They're the ones who made the call last year.
And Bronny.
I still don't like it. I still don't like it.
I don't like watching them play. Oh, you're un-American. No, I'm not. I love this country, but I'm putting a rat on the table. I'm watching LeBron and Steph, mainly Steph, like there's no amount of points that can supersede my fear of if he got hurt.
Oh, dude.
Oh, my God. I can't believe it. And what's amazing about that is they played hardball, whatever went on to where Wiggins, you can't play. Like, that's just wow,
That's
man.
because they're trying to trade you.
Yeah.
Like, that's all that is. We're trying to trade you, and we cannot afford
But could you
getting
imagine
hurt.
if Wiggins ran to the media if he would bumped his gums? They're telling me I can't be. You know what I mean? It would be. Oh my God, he had that card to play, but he's just not that type dude.
Do you know how hypocritical it would be for Andrew Wiggins to start bumping his gums to the media?
We need you to play some moves.
If you're talking, Andrew, we've got some other questions about the
We
last
role
couple
played
years.
earlier on. If you had one question to ask Andrew, what would it be?
Yeah, I heard. I was listening when you
What
guys
would
did
you
that.
ask him?
Where were you?
Wow.
I mean, if you're telling me that I would get an answer, you're like,
Yeah, no doubt,
I
no
would
doubt.
yeah. Where were you? Just curious. Where were you?
Goo, you're worried about your eyesight?
Yeah.
I just got an email for a colonoscopy coming up.
Oh, I'm good there. I'm good there. Yeah, I got all that.
I'll
out the way.
That means I'm talking too much if FP's reading his email in the middle of the handoff.
I'm saving we got 4 hours. I'm saving my bullets.
But I do want to double back to what you said. The regular season does matter. That's how you qualify. Yeah, I just thought about that. FP, that's how you qualify.
There's only 2 teams that are out of it right now. Marlins and Rockies.
You got that, yeah. Pirates are ahead of the Giants.
The Giants go like win 7 out of 8 or something. Everyone's going to be like, bye. We're in this. That's why I just think you wait till the trade deadline before you make any sort of statement about what you're going to do.
I totally agree. And yes, there's everything is still on the table. But the other side to it is, again, what prospects are we talking about? Now, the Giants are the only ones who know which ones they really, really, really like.
Well, who do you really, really, really like?
I don't know who they really, really like.
The All-Star.
Well, I don't know.
Elliot Ramos.
Right.
Incredible story.
But I don't know what
I like Matos.
I don't know what their projection of Wisenhunt is.
You like him?
I like Matos.
Is he an All-Star?
I don't know.
That's what you got to say. Is this guy an All-Star? Is he going to help me?
Player of the week.
Is he going to help me win a World Series? Or is he going to be a platoon player? Is he going to be a big league everyday player? Is he going to be a big league All-Star? Is he going to be a championship player? And that's where you have to make a decision, what kind of guy this guy is, and do we keep him or do we trade him?
And what about Luciano? If you said night to Nick Ahmed and you couldn't call him back up, what's going on? That tells you everything. I hadn't heard a report since he went back down to FP about him maybe a position change, but he was supposed to be the dude.
No, they've admitted that now. They've admitted that now. They're playing him at second some. They've already started. Yeah.
Which is harder than short.
They're shaking that up.
Yeah, is he going to be appreciably better at second?
I don't know.
Because you can drop a ball at second and still throw somebody out. You can't drop a ball at short and still throw somebody out. So maybe that's the
Tell
reason.
me you're kidding.
No, you are. You can.
I get that kind of. If you can't pick up a ground ball, how about don't be a major league infielder?
Yeah,
that'd be my.
You could
assessment.
let in 2, but just drive in 3.
He's hitting home runs now. He's hot down there.
I haven't paid attention.
He hit one last night again.
If a guy like Luciano is still struggling defensively after being in the minors this many years, does that mean that he'll never figure it out defensively? What do you think?
You just be like Soriano, pull your left back pocket out and be a DH. Have we ever found out what's the deal with his left back pocket always being out?
No, and that question.
It's a thing.
Yeah,
Soler does that too.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's what he meant. You said Soriano. But
I did say Soriano?
Yeah, Soler. I knew who you were talking about.
I'm rusty,
How come
man.
no one's asked him? Why don't you ask him?
I think it's some swag.
Ask him.
I will.
About
It's
swag.
swag. It's swag. But
now, I do have this question to ask all
all
3 of you.
Don't hit 211.
Let's keep this old.
So they're 4 under. They're 4 games under.
I don't know his name.
My mind goes to it's game 1 of a playoff series for the Giants because I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Wait, that's a big leap right now.
But Logan Webb, as good as you are, the All-Star, one of the 2, they got to fix holding runners on.
They did.
I mean, nobody could go into a game a pitcher. Nobody's going to get on, FP.
Logan Webb has fixed that.
This is a problem.
He fixed it.
Oh, he fixed it.
He was tipping when he was going home, and it was an easy tell for the opponents, and he's fixed it. And if you look at his last 2 or 3 starts,
they're not running on it. I didn't know that. Well,
I asked him the other day.
Test to him for you.
I said, "Well, why don't you do your old thing and then throw over?
Right?
Like use it for you now."
Why did it take so long? Who is
That's the $1 million question, dude.
Larry, they fixed it.
Where is the pitching coach on this team?
Wow.
Where is the pitching coach on this team? I know who it is, but where is he? Kyle Harrison's off-speed stuff isn't working. Camilo Doval's got no spin rate.
I think
nobody can hold a runner. What the hell is going on?
I think that's fair. If those numbers you just said, I think that's fair. That's a fair thing to say. That's not like you're being some crazy hot take guy.
No.
That's fair.
No.
And it's noticeable from last year to this year. Largely the same staff. So it does make you wonder.
It should
about
be a better
the
staff.
It's a bottom line business, dude. It is. You can take all the fuzzy feelings out, and whether you like Farhan or don't like Farhan, whether you like this coach or don't like this coach, whether you like this player, don't like this player. It's a bottom line business, man. You're either getting the job done or you're not. And if you're not, it's next. Whether you're a player, whether you're a coach, whether you're a manager, whether you're front office.
Well,
guy.
for Farhan, not yet. He's been the man.
The only ones are the umpires. You can just do whatever the hell you want if you're an umpire. Just say,
Angel finally, after 20 years of us absolutely just covering our eyes. So
we'll be listening to you guys. Larry, that's it, man. We had a great time.
Good seeing you, man. Have a good weekend.
Yes, sir. Was it good with you, Willard?
On 95.7, the game. Yeah, right.